个下午，在某处某一条路，我和你散步常去的店铺，现在只剩空屋。看你过得很幸福，我过得很迷糊，谁为谁祝福？脸上多些温柔，心里多些不会沿路。看你爱得很幸福，我爱得很辛苦，犯同样的错误。你的笑多无辜，你的谎却重复，我心里早有数。看你过得很幸福，我过得很迷糊，谁为谁祝福？脸上多些温柔，心里多些包袱，绕不回沿路。看你爱得很幸福，我爱得很辛苦，犯同样的错误。你的笑多无辜，你的谎却重复，我心里早有数。你的笑多无辜，你的谎却重复，我心里有数。
广告来了，休闲一下。记在每个动情时刻，909经典909。
对，这里是909号的音乐广播，我是蓝蓝 DJ 天籁，及时大家关注天气的趋势。未来一周呢，我是晴雪相见。今天呢，我是东部地区会有一次雨雪天气，变成降雪天气的雨夹雪。11号天气转为晴好，12号全市有分散性的小冰雪，13到14号天气晴好，15号受高空冷波影响，20号会有分散性的降雪。未来一周呢，我是气温的波动是比较影响的，防御外勤人员及公众需要根据天气变化及时的调整衣物。雨雪天气将造成道路结冰或者湿滑现象，能见度较低，对于出行及防疫物资和生活物资的运输造成不利影响，所以建议相关的单位要加强交通安全的管控。另外呢，近期的气温回升，冻能交替，建议有关部门和个人要注意看江河水面以及冰雪景观的融化、高温坠冰等造成的安全隐患。11到13号全市风雨极大，火险等级高，相关单位和个人要加强火灾的隐患排查，注意用火用物安全。近期天气形势调整影响，有关及时更新，也请大家来关注留意最新的天气。
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much time till we fall? It's awfully chilly outside, when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, we'll all just fight till we die. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else who has a greater curse, a greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really understood just how the story ends, but I can feel it's tense, don't know the consequence. The volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up.
everything I do, so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move, so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant, modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
还是有点紧张。垃圾分类知识竞赛现在开始 ，Let's go！
开始。
我想出门逛街，
回答：可回收垃圾指的是可以回收利用和资源化利用的生活废弃物，如废纸张、废塑料、废玻璃制品、废金属、废植物、废数码产品等，都属于可回收垃圾。
全部回答正确。
垃圾分一分，家园每10分。简单的补充。
请您继续兄弟姐再继续讲一讲。
行，那我再重新给大家介绍一下我目前的状况。我叫李杰，是中通快递北京厂房路1名的快递员，我从事快递行业11年了。
企业的责任和担当。
中国时报中心
万达广场。
黑龙江广播电视台全媒体新闻中心公益出品，2020春风行动云聘会为你而来。每天14点，锁定 FM 94.6 AM 621，或关注黑龙江新闻广播微信公众号，点击菜单栏招聘平台，足不出户即可了解过万职位信息。2020春风行动云聘会，我们在全媒体等你。
中国汉字讲究方方正正。
爷爷，你还说过，做人和写字一样，都要端端正正。
对呀，你看，一竖像人的脊梁，直才会挺拔；一横像人的肩膀，平才有担当。
哦。
WNYC is supported by the Vital Projects Fund, supporting the Museum of Modern Art, where Judd, the first major U.S. retrospective of Donald Judd in over 30 years, is now on view. More info and tickets at MoMA.org.
You're listening to WNYC. Stay tuned. Radio Lab kicks off our Monday evening lineup in just a moment at 8 with a special episode. It's a history, it's a portrait, it's a blooper reel of the man who helped make this show, Mr. Robert Krulwich, as he retires from Radio Lab. Then at 9 o'clock, it's On Beam. Tonight, Krista Tippett speaks with sociologist Nicholas Christakis about the science of human goodness. That is our Monday evening lineup. It all starts in just a moment at 8 on 93.9 FM. If you're listening on AM 820, it's on point. It's 8 p.m.
This is WNYC, FM, HD, and AM New York.
Wait, you're listening?
Okay. You're listening to Radio Lab.
Radio
from
WNYC.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I was thinking about?
What?
We're well into the 21st century. I think of myself as a 20th century boy. Like I'm a 19-something, 19 this, 19 that, 1956, 1960. So to be 2020, that's like well into the next one.
Oh, you mean well into the 21st?
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. Oh, and you think of yourself as the 20th?
Yeah, so I feel a little like deep in a foreign land called the future.
Robert, you're a man for all seasons.
I know, but you asked me the question.
Hey, Chad Abumrad, this is Radio Lab. So, here at the end of the month, Robert will be retiring from the show. This is something that he and I have been talking about for a while, something we've been talking about with the staff for a while, and for the last few months we've been trying to figure out, as a team, like, how do we send him off? What's the right way to say goodbye? And we decided, let's interview him. You know, the way he and I have interviewed thousands of people over these last 17 years working together. So I made a list of questions.
You've written them down on your phone?
I have. I prepared for this conversation as I would any other.
I suppose. That's very professional of you.
All these different questions about the places he likes to go in the city. There's a series of questions about Robert and dating apps, which I'm not going to explain. But it was actually the first question I had written down that ended up taking us down some unexpected paths. So let me just ask you, what are the Bobbies?
The Bobbies is a little bit of a quirk. I decided at some point...
Well, your name is Robert.
That's right.
We sometimes call you Bobby.
That I would create an award like the Oscars, which I would name after myself.
Yeah.
Called the Bobbies.
When was the first Bobbies?
I think it was in the early 70s, and I was thinking of awarding things that and the rules about the Bobbies were I would have a audience experience. I'm the audience, and I would then award the person who created that experience a Bobby. And the difference between me and the Oscars and some of the lesser awards is that I would award the creator of it whenever he or she did the act of creation was not important. It was when I consumed it.
I see.
So you could have a Bobby in which Judy Garland, for playing a role she played in 1939, would be up against somebody who played a movie that was like 2 weeks old.
So Charles Dickens could get a Bobby?
Well, Charles Dickens would always get a Bobby. This caused all kinds of problems because there were certain people. Charles Dickens, as soon as he would walk into the room with the book, would call the other authors and say, well, I don't see why we even have to write books anymore. But, so I would, and my wife decided that I had, because I have always had a very, very weak memory system, I found myself awarding things that mostly I had consumed in the very end of October, early November, the awards for giving Thanksgiving. And I could not remember anything that I had seen in January, February, or the previous December. So she's decided to give me a Bobby book.
Oh. You brought the Bobby's book.
I did.
Producers Bethel Hopte and Matt Keelty had Bobby K bring in his Bobby book.
It's a black book with a red binding. It has in gold a picture of the Bobby statue, which is Bobby, with to all the winners written in it. So it starts in 1977. This ripped page was because one of the consultants, my wife, got so angry at me for not letting her be part of the deciding group that she ripped in a temper tantrum the page out.
Why didn't you let her be part of the process?
It's the Bobby book, not the Bobby and others book. This here is just anger frozen in time and place here. 77 seems to have multi winners. It doesn't seem to have any contestants. Lives of a Cell by Lewis Thomas won Book of the Year. Still Crazy After All These Years by Paul Simon won Song of the Year. Friendly Fire from the New Yorker by C.D.B. Bryant won Best Magazine Article of the Year. Somebody named Heitlin, who wrote Climbing Swiss Mountain in the New Yorker, won Best Short Story of the Year. And Annie Hall by Woody Allen won Best Movie of the Year. For Colored Girls Who Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Is Not Enough won the Play of the Year. The Ritzy Forte Award was not awarded that year. Ritzy Forte is the name of the special award for Best Cartoon of the Year.
No winners that year.
So that's 1977. And then 1990. 1990. The years passed and I would put in the winners. Play of the Year, 6 Degrees of Separation by John Ware to all the different categories. 1979. Best Book of the Year, The Press by A.J. Lieber. Performance by an actress, Fernanda Montenegro. Best Movies, 2005.
Well, you were a big fan of The Notebook.
I was. I cried during The Notebook. And I would announce them sometimes to the winners themselves, which is always a little bit of a mixed sort of thing. And then
I can imagine.
And in my mind, of course, there's a red carpet and it's flush and there's a tremendous paparazzi.
No, wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So when you were awarding Bobbies, was it always to esteemed people? Was it to or could it be to just Joe who made some really good fluff?
Yeah, it could be to Joe. Verdi's Requiem is sung at Andy Krowich's birthday. This is my first cousin, when he turned 60, rented a chorus and sang the bass part in Verdi's Requiem. But there are other things, there's some things where I give a special tribute for a kind of Lifetime Achievement Award kind of thing.
Oh, really?
To various architects and cartoonists. And also there's moments.
Bobby
Moments are moments in my life that year where I had a feeling of just glory or just joy or...
Can you read some of the other?
Yeah.
Let's see. 2000 in Times Square. Redwood Forest. That's... with my wife. What else is she there?
One says At My Mother's Bed, April 2006.
That's when she died.
Why was that a moment for you to be like? I was
watching Jeopardy, and I hired a person to take care of her that night, and I walked about 7 blocks, and I got a phone call. And she was doing really well in Jeopardy, and the lady who had never met my mother before said, "I think your mother just died." So I ran back, and she was dead. And, that was completely a shock. I mean, she was sick, and she said she kept saying, "I'm going to die," but she was into that sort of thing for at least around. And so there she was dead. And I sat on the bed looking at a woman who was still warm. I mean, it was my mother. That was a moment. And the moments don't have to be, always pleasant. They can just be searing or, things that you never forget.
You told me that moments before she passed away, she was answering Jeopardy questions correctly.
That's a really great way to go. She was doing really well at Jeopardy. But as I got older, it gets really a bit surreal. As it got into the more recent years, it gets alarming because the book begins to run out of pages. I was getting down to the last 13 pages.
This is the same book from 77?
Yeah. When it gets to 2018, the book stops. They were out of pages. So I said to my daughter, "Look, Nora, if the Bobby book ends in 2018, isn't it follow? Perhaps it's the night the day, and your father will end in 2018. So she ran to the deepest Brooklyn and found a bookbinder and said, "Could you double the Bobby book and rebind it?"
So my father could live longer.
So now look at this. This means that you're going to have to deal with me for all of these years.
Are you troubled that you didn't add even more pages?
This looks like it covers till about 2055.
Yeah, you might be. 20.
By then I'll be 90 something. So yeah. I'm 2047. I'll be 100. So I don't really think I want to go that far. So this looks just about right, actually. And then it'll have the feeling, perhaps, unless I get run over by a truck, of pretty much being a life well lived, or rather, well consumed with all of these rewards.
It's also compressing like your whole adult years into like a tiny book, which makes it feel a lot shorter and smaller than it actually was.
Well, that's an interesting subject to me. Like, there is a fellow who invented a thing called Mathematica. He lives in New Jersey at Princeton, and he loves to just measure himself. So he'll send me the number of times he touched the letter T during the month of May on his computer. What? Or the amount of hours that he slept, the amount of hours that he ate, the amount of hours that he showered, the amount of hours that he was on the telephone for the whole year, worked out. And then he sends me all these bar graphs and stuff. But different people, different people reflect differently about themselves. And, for a person who's very mathematical, like this guy, it makes sense to him, a deep sense, that he can be expressed in data points. And I don't know, he feels them the way I guess a great mathematician who loves pattern feels. So he sees the pattern of himself. In my case, this is called when I enjoyed myself extravagantly, whether it was reading or going to see something or having experience, or when I felt the intensity of being alive. That's a different kind of measure. And someone else would, write a memoir or a letter to their grandchildren called, well, I remember when your grandpa... So there's thousands of ways to do this. And to some degree, this is not the most flattering my particular form of compression. Either it's a self-help book to keep me, comfortable in my very old age on the Atlantic City boardwalk. That's what I prefer to think of it as. But viewed another way, it's a person who never much left his own circle of joy and just stayed inside himself and flattered himself right down to death. That's less of a good advertisement for oneself. Or this might be just, someone with a deep learning disability taking notes.
Live from 85th Street and 8th Avenue in New York City, it's the 45th Annual Bobby Awards. With your host, the judge, juror, and executioner, Robert Bobby Robbie.
Have you ever done anything yourself where you quietly think it should win a Bobby?
No.
Or does that violate the very rules of the Bobbies?
Well, it also goes to something that I just actually said. I've been really lucky to a degree that I really can't quite understand. I've had a chance to go to one place after another, some quite straight places like ABC News and